Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello my students. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening my lovely students. It's nice to meet you today on Learning Mathematics. How are you today? I hope is everything fine, right? And I hope too. We will always be given health by Allah SWT and be kept away from all kinds of diseases during this corona pandemic. Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Because today is the first meeting of our mathematics lessons, let's introduce myself first. My name is Siti Rahimah Dwi Ningsih, and my lovely students can call me Miss Rahimah. Okay? Understand? You know, my students, what we want to learn today. Okay, today we will learn about point, lines, and plans, and common 3D shapes. Do you know what is it?
We don't know, Miss.
Okay, because my students know. Okay, my students, are you ready for study today? Okay, if you ready, when the students are ready, let's start the lesson today by reading Basmalah together, okay? 1, 2, 3. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello there. Today we are starting a new subject where we're going to learn the basic of a special kind of math called geometry. Geometry is the study of things like lines, shapes, angles, distance, and things like that. Okay, in this video, we're going to focus on 3 of the most basic or parts of geometry. There are points, lines, and plans. Okay, today we will learn about points, lines, plans, and common 3D shapes. Are you ready, students? Alright, we're gonna start with points because they are about the simplest thing you can imagine in geometry. What is that point? Okay, for the first points is, what is point? A point in geometry is a location. A point is an abstract concept that doesn't exist or has no shape, has no size, has no weight, or has no length, width, or height. A point is an abstract idea or idea that's only exists in the minds of people who think about it. To draw or illustrate a point, a symbol or model is needed. A point is shown by a dot. You can see on the slide, this is a point. And we describe a point using a small dot and a capital letter. For the example, okay, in this slide, we can look, a capital letter is V, A, and F, and a point using a small dot and a capital letter. Painting or drawing a point can use the tip of an object. For example, with the tip of a pencil, pen, compass, or quill that is pressed on the writing area, or the surface of the paper or the blackboard is the point. For the second material is lines. What is lines? Lines is straight path that extends indefinitely in two directions, has no thickness, And from algebra, we know that we need 2 points to indicate a line. We represent a line with the round heads over 2 points on the same line or by using a cursive lowercase letter. For example, you can see there in point A and point B. If the 2 points are connected, it will become a line. You can see in this picture. It is a line model obtained from the result of drawing one side of the ruler by giving at both ends, which indicates that the line extends in both directions and has no end point. There are 2 ways to name a line. First, with a lowercase letter at one end of the line, and the second is use two uppercase letters placed at 2 points on the line. It can be concluded that the line is a collection of certain points, and in this lines of material, there are to divide into 2 types. It is line segments and rays. Have you ever heard, my students? If you have never studied before, I will explain about the segments and rays. Okay?
Yes,
Are
Miss.
you ready?
We're ready.
Okay, my smart student. For the first is a line segments or segments. What is it? Line segments or segments is a part of a line and contains 2 points and all points between them. Okay, the second is rays. What is rays? Rays is whereas a ray consists of one endpoint or initial point and extends is only one direction. When writing lines, plans, or segments, the order of each point is not important, but when naming rays, we must always list the endpoint first, okay? Understand, my students? Okay, my students, the third submaterial is plants. What is plants? A plant is a flat surface. It extends indefinitely in all directions. It has no boundaries. This surface extends indefinitely throughout. It will be a plant. This is just a part of a plant. A flat screen television, a tablet, or mobile phone are all examples of portions or parts of a plant. This ball, on the other hand, is not a plant surface, but the important question is how do we name a plant? The first thing we should know that a plant has an infinite points on its surface. Say there 3 points are point A, point B, and point C. Well, in order to make a plant, it turns out that you need to have 3 points, like our 3 points, point A, point B, and point C. If you connect point A, point B, and point C, you get a triangle. Let's join point K, L, and M. There, they form this triangle, a flat surface that forms this plant if we extend it in every direction. Okay, my lovely students, the last material is 3D shapes or solid shapes. Okay, now my student, let's us know about some solid shapes. what is solid shapes? Do you know what is it? Solid shapes have three measurements. It is length, breadth, and height. So, a solid shapes is also known as three-dimensional or 3D shapes. Solid shapes have faces, edges, and corner. My smart students, in this video, I only discuss 7 shapes of three-dimensional. Three-dimensional form is cuboid, cube, cylinder, cone, sphere, triangular prisms, torus, and etc. The world is made up of 3D shapes. They are all the things we can hold. It is your book is 3D shapes. Your ball is present to your birthday is 3D shapes, and etc. The first shapes of the three-dimensional is cuboid. A cuboid has 12 edges, has 6 faces, and has 8 corners. And you can look at the shape of object here. All these objects have the shape of cuboid. Some of the shapes of cuboid are cupboard, refrigerator, eraser, tissue box, bricks, toothpaste box, and matches. The second shapes of three-dimensional is cube. A cube has 6 faces, 8 corners, and 12 edges. A cube is one of the simplest shapes in the three-dimensional space. Sometimes, the shape cube is considered as cubic. We can also say that a cube is considered a block, whereas the length, breadth, and height. Now, my student can look at the shapes of objects. Here all these objects have the shape of the cube. Some of the shapes of cube are Rubik's cube, this and present box, etc. Okay, understand, my student? The third shapes of three-dimensional is cylinder. A cylinder has the same cross section from one end to the other. Cylinders have two identical ends of either a circle or an oval. Although similar cylinders are not primes, as a prime has, or by definition, parallelogram, flat sides. A cylinder has 3 faces. 2 are flat circles, and the third is curved into a tube. An edge is the line where 2 faces meet. Cylinders have 2 edges that run around the 2 circular ends and connect with the curved face. So, the conclusion is that the cylinder has 2 edges, 3 faces, but a cylinder has a corner. And you can look at the shape of objects. Here all these objects have the shape of the cylinder. Some of the shape of cylinder are glass, cold drink cans, water tanks, and battery. Okay, my smart student, the next shapes of three-dimensional is cone. A cone has a circular or oval base and an apex or vertex. The side of the cone tapers smoothly to the apex. A cone is similar to a pyramid, but distinct as a cone has single curved side and a circular base. A cone has 1 edge, 2 bases, and 1 corner. And you can look at the shelf of objects are parking cone, party hat, and ice cream cone, etc. The next shape of three-dimensional is sphere. A sphere is shaped like a ball or a globe. A sphere is a completely round object. Every point on the surface of a sphere is an equal distance to the center of the sphere. A sphere has just one edge, so you can look at the shape of objects are ball, orange, moon, sun, planets, etc. Okay, my lovely students, next shape of three-dimensional is triangular prisms. A triangular prism is a polyhedron or three-dimensional shape made up of two triangular bases and three rectangular sides. Like other prisms, the two bases here are parallel and congruent to each other. It has 5 faces, 6 vertices, and 9 edges in total. So, you can look at the shape of object is cam. The last shape of three-dimensional is torus. A torus is shaped like a ring, a tire, or a donut. A torus is formed by revolving a smaller circle around a larger circle. There are also more complex forms of tori. A torus has only one surface. It doesn't have edges or vertices. Okay, good job my students. How about our lesson today? Is there a question? If you have anything to ask, please ask in the comment column below. I hope you can understand about this lesson. I think it's enough our lesson today. Thank you so much my students. I hope the knowledge that I provide can be used to you. Before we close our lesson today, it will be better if we read the hamdalah. Okay? Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Well, don't forget to always keep your health. Stay at home and thank you so much. The last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.